Good morning. Hello from Australia. My name is Chrissy, and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 2nd of July. If you are new to my channel, I let my guides channel through to you, so stay watching. There might be a message you're meant to receive today. And I also just want to give a shout out to all my beautiful Canadian subscribers out there. Happy Canada Day. I hope it all went well and it wasn't closed down by our old mate Trudeau. Oh, gosh, he closes everything down, doesn't he? So I hope everybody's going well. And just on that note, our Prime Minister here, Anthony Albanese, was with all the leaders over there. He met with Macron and he's met with, and this was actually yesterday, maybe that was the thing that came up in my reading about that Friday, is he was shaking hands with Trudeau and Macron, and oh yes, it's all happening. Australia's right on the map with everybody too now. So, oh my gosh, they're all joining forces, aren't they? Oh dear. Anyway, let's close our eyes and get started, and we'll see what comes up. Now they're showing me, when it comes to these global elites and the people who are rolling out their agenda, they've all joined hands and they've joined forces now. We knew that was coming. It's no secret to any of us, is it? They've all connected. So it's like the circle is complete. We could call it the circle of destruction, but in their mind it's the circus. Circus. Oh God, it's the circle. Oh, it's like a circus. It's the circle of saving everyone. So in their mind, I always say how they view themselves very differently. They feel like they are saving everyone, and they're really moving everybody forward in a really positive way. Now, I'll just see what else we get with this today. Now, I'm getting that, yes, this is a very exclusive club, and they're all being given, like, their name tags. I don't think they're literally being given a name tag, but, you know, you could think of the name on the desk as well. It's a very strong position of power. When you've been given that special name tag, it could even be on the front of their desk as well, but it shows you're in the club. You're now in the club. I guess we could say here in Australia that Anthony Albanese is now in the club. Oh, this is just so scary, isn't it? But I do feel like once you've got that name tag, that you're in the club. Oh, I don't really like that club. Do you guys out there? It's not my favourite. Well, we're certainly not in the club, are we? I'll just see where else we go with this today. And they're saying that, like, the club is reaching further afar. So, yeah, they're definitely reaching further. So they're showing me all these islands. We know China's buying up all these islands. We've got the, oh, God, all these little islands are just being eaten up by China. And we know China and Putin and everybody else is in this club as well. They might have different layers to the club as well. This elite, it's called the, like, elite club. And it's got different layers as well. But they're all on the same level. Like, they all see themselves on the same level. But there are different layers to it. It's like they're kind of showing me like a cake and how it has different colours and different layers. Like, one's cream, one's sponge. They're just different layers, but they're all put together in this one. Well, they're showing me a cake, but it's like the club of elites. Gosh, that just reminded me then of the parties that Boris Johnson and all that had. Like, it's just ridiculous. Well, I think they're having their club party now because they can nearly put the candle on the top because they feel like it's all just coming to fruition. I talked about them bulldozing and smoothing out their path to roll out their agenda, and now they're sort of celebrating, and this is what the club is all about. Yeah, the club, they're reinforcing themselves by bringing in others, and that's what the club is doing. Oh, I'll see what else we get today. Sometimes I just get Paris, Rome, Munich. These are going to be destinations. These might be destinations for their meetings. They might have plans about infrastructure in some of these places. These could be some trial places where they're going to first start to implement some of the really serious stuff that the club has been trying to roll out, but I do feel like that's where some of this is going to start. We're going to start to see changes in these places. There's going to be no backflipping now. They're just on a mission now. The fact that they've all got together and joined forces means that this is steamrolling now. It's steamrolling over people. Gosh, we know that, don't we? It's been starting to squash people for quite a while now, many months. Or in our case, it's probably years, but we've found a way to scramble out of that chaos. I'll see where else we go with this today. Now, they're showing me like stages, and that these people in the club, oh gosh, I'm going to have to call this one the club today. They're looking for bigger platforms. So it's showing me like, for example, Macron walking around on stage like by himself and talking into this microphone. But he's like the sole leader, like not just him. I just meant as an individual. As individuals, they're looking for their platforms. And this is Trudeau, Albanese, Jacinda Ardern, all these people. They're trying to find like more space. So if no one's sort of, what they're showing me is them on this stage and like platform, and if nobody's near them, no one can touch them. So it's like if they've got their security, it's like if you go to a big concert and you're up singing on the stage, you have usually your security down on the lower level, and they're all around to protect the stage. And then there's the fence, the barriers to the people. Well, this is the image that I'm getting about this club. They're going to become even more detached from the people. We knew that was coming because we know how this social hierarchy is going to start going, pushing the little people down further, and the big people are going to get more power and more input into the little people's lives moving forward. That's becoming very obvious. So I'm definitely getting that visual of the stage. This is what the members of the club want. They want to become very protected from the things that they're putting out and expanding their, I guess it's not really their story. Their it's saying their wonderful guidance of how people are going to move their lives forward in the future. So this is what I'm getting. It's like that concert where you got security, they're protected, and nobody can get to them because the fences are up and they're too high. I'm definitely getting that. So they're looking for these big platforms to sort of saying spruik their messages, but it's so they can expand. So if you think of all these global leaders and people implementing the reset, even Boris Johnson, like all of those, they're wanting to like be able to do this with their hands and have plenty of room where they can just be relaxed now and be open and honest, because we know they're so open and honest, don't we? But this is what they're wanting now. They just want to have that complete attention from everybody, and everybody should be looking at them for their guidance into the future. And that's the image that I'm getting around the club. I'll see where else we go with this today. Gosh, the guides are saying to me that there are so many underlying health issues. It's insane. They reckon we would all be shocked if we knew the amount of underlying health issues. This is not on a small scale. This is on a huge and gigantic scale. People have been too frightened to speak out. Gosh, if you're on my channel, we've known this for a long time, that people were too scared of being vilified and bullied and ostracised from society if they spoke out against the jab. Now, the guides are saying that this is huge. And I've talked in the last week or so about these truth movements where people are banding together and putting out their truths. Because you've got to remember that if they've lost their job through an injury or something like that, how are they going to survive? I don't think the health system's going to support them. So this is why they've had to band together, because they're going to have to fight legally in order to survive, to get money to live. Otherwise, they're going to be out on the streets because there's no support. We know Big Pharma's not going to come to the party. They're exempt from everything. Government's probably exempt from everything. I'm not sure if you sign documents when you get the... But maybe you sign something that says, you know, they're not going to do anything about it if you get injured. This is the stuff that's going on, and the guys reckon this is huge, absolutely huge. We have no idea of the enormity of all the underlying health issues and the things that are now starting to come up. It's like I said, we're 2.5 years on. There's going to be even more and more things. Like I talked about yesterday, someone mentioned here, the diabetes is on the rise. Everything is on the rise. And as we know, their immune systems are going to start dropping because the jab only lasts, I think it's 12 weeks or something like that. And then it wanes. So they've got to continuously keep getting jabbed to keep their immune system up. So this is where it's starting to fall apart because a lot of people are jumping off. I talk about the train and people being at the fork in the road that were waking up. It's, do they keep complying and going down that road of government, or do they hop off now? But it's when they hop off now that they start to get sick because their immune system has dropped. It's this savage cycle that obviously Big Pharma and government have created, because now people are going to be dependent on the health system, and who's going to make all that money? As we know here, Big Pharma, big pharmaceutical companies, big corporate. This is what's going to happen, because people are either going to stay on that road or they're going to get off, but their immune system's going to drop. I'll just see where else we go with this today, but it's really sad. The guides are saying this is enormous. This is like beyond enormous. Like, even they're saying that even you guys on my channel would be shocked if we knew the enormity of what's really going on, like beneath the surface. It's really sad. They're just destroying lives. It makes me so sick that they keep getting away with this. I know you guys get angry as well. Let's see what else they've got today. Now, for some reason, they're showing me a black hearse. Now, it's one of those hearses, you know, it's like one of those hearses that you'd see like JFK going along in. It's got the glass windows. It was one of those like old-fashioned ones with the glass windows so you can see the coffin inside. I'm definitely getting that. Now, whenever we think of something like a hearse or death or a coffin, it to me personally, it represents the death of something, not necessarily someone, or hopefully not people. We don't need any more people dying around all this, but it's that transition. To me, it's the death of the old spiritual body. That's more what it's representing. It could also be representing the death of our old lives and that transitional period, going through the grief, the anger. You know, I talk about these people waking up and going through their soul breakdown, and they're emerging into who they really are. So I'm definitely getting the visuals of the hearse driving along. It's driving along very slowly, and it's got the coffin inside, and it's representing that death. And it could even be the death of our old lives. I mean, we've known our old lives have been gone for a long time. If you're on my channel or you've just jumped on here, we've all pretty much worked out that our old lives are gone and they will never be the same. And so we've created this new life over here that we're starting to enjoy again and get back out in nature and do simple things. I'm definitely getting that today, but there's this movement. It might be slow, and look, this could be around that waking up process. It's still fairly slow, but I always talk in my videos about it's important that people waking up get the right information so it becomes concrete for them. We don't want them just rushing all this, because then they can slip back into that denial again and be very fooled by government again, that these are all conspiracies. So the fact that I'm getting shown that very slow hearse with the coffin in, it means that things are moving at a very nice pace, and the past and all the old, I guess you could say, egos are getting driven along in their coffins, and everybody's having to kind of stand on the sidelines. They're showing me like people on the side, with their heads down or with their arms crossed like in their lap, very somber, and watching the coffin go past as they kind of say their last thoughts and last goodbyes to like their old life as it's passing by. It's a strange one, isn't it? But whenever we think of death on here, we don't really see it as a negative thing. It's actually quite a positive thing. It's like tarot or anything. When you get the death card, I know a lot of people panic and they go, "Oh my God, is someone going to die?" But if anything, the death card to me always means like positive change. I always see it as a positive thing, that things are moving along really nicely, like the hearse. So we're going really well at the moment, and that's what the guides are kind of saying with these people waking up. It's moving along nicely, and they're having to face it and look at it now, because part of them is like in the coffin. If that makes sense to you out there. Not us. If you're watching my channel, we've done all that. We're over here now in Terabella enjoying our life. But the this is what the people are currently going through. There's this grief, the sadness, the loss, which is not a bad thing, because it could also mean they've kind of passed through the anger and the pain body stage, which I told us to be anonymous and protect ourselves. I'm still saying you need to do that to stay really safe while this is all happening. But I do feel that a lot of these people that are waking up are having to say goodbye to their old egos, their old lives, their old past hurts and pains and things that they might have suffered. They're going past them now and they're moving through them. So that's a positive thing we can take from that today, is the visual of the hearse. And like I said, I always see it as a positive thing, even in tarot. It's like the death card is always to me about transition. It's like emerging out of that darkness and into the light. I'll see what else we get today. Oh, they're just saying like these leaders of the club, they're just so clever and so smart. And we're going to start getting now a lot of this smoke and mirrors again. So we're going to get a lot of trickery that's going to start to happen. We know that's already happening. I'm definitely getting the trickery around, obviously, the coal industry. We know where this is all going, the whole climate change, emissions. I don't know if any of you guys saw it the other day. It was Trudeau and I think it was Boris Johnson. I can't remember. But they were discussing who had the quickest flight or something on their private jets. Like, how's that even work? They even do it in front of people. They don't even care. Here they are flying all around the world with their gas emissions and all this sort of, all their carbon emissions rather. And they just say it openly. They don't even care. These people don't even care. It's just so infuriating is probably the word. But I'm definitely getting a lot of that. There's a lot of this global... I feel like there's also going to be a lot of heated exchanges around all this. Because, again, there's no logic in the things that they're rolling out and implementing. I mean, we are closing down coal mines here in Australia. Like, go figure. Work that out. And then we have power strikes. Like, I just... anyway, that's a whole other video. We won't go there. I'll see if there's any closing messages today. Yeah, I'm really getting the grief. People who are waking up, and I even talked yesterday about the looking glass, that some of these people in the mass psychosis who are very deep down in the mass psychosis are starting to look without letting people know. They're wondering who Klaus Schwab is and they're wondering what the hell's going on. But the people waking up are really grieving now. So they've become, I feel like they're kind of slowly becoming softer in their energy because their lives are falling apart. They know something is wrong now. They seriously know something is wrong. It's not being hidden. So they have to see it because it's right in front of their eyes. It's like the hearse, it's passing them by. Their old life is disappearing into the distance. I'll just see if there's anything more today. I'm getting that the club is feeling so much gratification. They are feeling so satisfied. They feel like everything has just gone to plan. It's gone beautifully. The rollout is being implemented to perfection. they're going to start trialing these things. There's no reason why they can't bring that forward. I talked about them bringing it forward earlier from 2030 to 2025. This is all going to happen so much faster. And they're, oh, it's just so frustrating, isn't it? To stand by and just watch all this happen can be very frustrating sometimes. But the club is very satisfied with where they are at the current moment and in their current sort of energies. They know they've kind of got this now, and that's what I said about the completion of the circle. I'll see if there's any messages for us here today on how to navigate this. We just have to stay strong, like the muscle person I talked about the other day. We have to stay upright. We have to stay believing that this will actually be a destructive path that wakes more people up, because they're falling over. People are falling over. I think I talked about it the other day, people standing on Lego blocks and things like that as a visual on the floor and being tripped up. Well, people are being tripped up. They're sort of getting battered and bruised is kind of the image. And this is the people waking up. They're getting battered and bruised and thrown around. We just have to let things be. And I talk a lot on here about living in the now and just allowing things to be. We have to just let things be. I keep talking about these battles aren't ours anymore. And I really think if you're watching my channel, we could all pretty much say here that we're done and dusted on the battles. If people aren't seeing this now, we've kind of thrown our hands in the air rather, and we've like given up on them. Because it's not that we have no hope, but, you know, we can't have hope for all of them. They have to, it's an individual process. That's what I say about the Great Awakening. It's a process that they have to learn to, like, wake themselves up. I'll just see if there's anything more. Like the guides keep saying, we have the gifts. And I had a video yesterday about the gifts. We have the gifts, we have the knowledge, we have the strength, and it's saying that we also have the composure. So if you're watching my channel, we have the composure to let things out, but then we come back. And it's that balance. Composure, if you think of composure, it's always about that good balance. Because we've gone through all our emotional hurts and dramas and upset and grief, anger, whatever we went through in the past 2.5 years, we've now got our composure. And they're also showing me, like, if you think of composure, they're actually showing me a composer as well, which is like a musical director. And he's got the, is it the sticks? I don't know what you call them, the little pointer stick. You have one, don't you? And he's composing the great band in front of him. So you've got all these beautiful violins, and we've got the cellos, and we might have flutes, we might have all these kind of instruments, and clarinets, like everything, pianos. And we're now, like, it's like we're like conducting, we're the composer, because we're so composed. And this is about that beautiful flow that we've managed to find. We're in control now. We can sort of direct our life. This is what they're showing me with the composer. We're composing our life. We have labeled it here Terra, which means beautiful earth. So this is why we're able to be composed in these. You think about it, these are crazy situations going on over here that we're not involved in, because we have found ways to stay composed. And again, it's that conductor composing the music. He's creating the beautiful flow in his life, and he's directing people sort of now. And this is what I'm saying. We've taken charge of our life again. And that's pretty much the image of the conductor who's composing kind of the music. We're in control of our life, and it is also giving us composure. We're not arguing with people. We're refraining from getting involved in things. We're just keeping our composure, which again, like I said, comes back to that beautiful balance point that we've managed to find in our life. We're staying very neutral. We're staying very calm, and we're staying mostly very centered. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today, that we're becoming like conductor and composing the music of our life. And that's just a beautiful image, isn't it? It's almost like it's actually taking me back, which is interesting, to when I talked in the beginning of this video about the club is wanting to find their platforms. Well, we've already found our platform, but we're not on the platform by ourselves. We've actually got our whole orchestra up on the platform with us. We're not alone in this. And that's the message I'm going to leave you with today. Take care, everybody. Look, have a wonderful day. Stay strong. I know this is challenging, but we have got our composure. And I will say goodbye from Australia. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't hit those like buttons. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye from Australia. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. And happy Canada Day. Bye.